Okay, so Ron, what we're using before we start the 1Beyond portion of the demo, in this room here, this is Verrex's fishbowl conference room. You call it the fishbowl because the glass windows right there. We have what's driving the conference is the Crestron UC Flex system right here. And the Flex system consists of the touch panel on the table, and we have the sound bar and camera right underneath the screen there. That's a Jobber sound bar with their Panacast camera that's got a 180-degree pickup, right? We partnered with Jobber for this. And behind the flat screen is the UC engine. So that's got the compute that drives everything here. Okay, so the idea is that when you're using a Crestron Flex system, you get the same end user experience, whether it's in a small, medium, or large conference room, or even a huddle space, right? Regardless of whether it's our touch panel or one of our Mercury panels, you get the same interface on here. This is a Teams room, so this is the Teams interface right here. And then you can just join your meeting when it shows up on the screen with just one touch to join button. Okay. The idea is that it gives your end user a very simple and easy interface that they can use, and it gives them a consistent experience from room to room. Okay. And this is a certified Teams system. Microsoft, Crestron Flex kits are certified Teams and certified Zoom. So you're getting a certified end-to-end solution when you're using Crestron. Okay, and of course, I know you're already using XIO Cloud, right? Because we had that conversation, but nobody else gives you that whole entire ecosystem and gives you a cloud service like XIO Cloud that allows you to remotely manage, control, troubleshoot, and monitor your Crestron devices in every room across your campus, right? So as you know, with XIO Cloud, you can get event-based alerts via text or email. So if there's a problem in a room across campus where something's not working, whether it's a scheduling panel or the Flex system, you can get an alert, and immediately, instead of having to jump in a car and drive across campus, you can pull it up on your device, your phone, your laptop, whatever you're using, and do a screen scrape and start troubleshooting that device remotely. So you'll have it completed and fixed before the meeting even starts. Nobody's the wiser, right? Nobody gives you that complete package, only Crestron. So, all that being said, this is one of our Flex kits for a small meeting room. So we have the Jobber soundbar, we have the UC engine that's behind the flat screen, and we've got our touch panel here to start the meeting. So that's a perfect way to try to segue into the 1Beyond portion of the meeting. And they are ready to go. So let me just join right now. Verrex has certain security protocols in place today, so we can't use the one touch to join. We have to punch in the meeting code. But that's good on them. That's their choice. I know that's cracking Bill up. Give me 1 second here. All right. I should have this code memorized by now. You can edit out the dead spots, can't you?
We'll find out.
Well, we'll find out, won't we? Okay. Hey Julie, hey Tracy, thank you for jumping on so quickly, I appreciate it. Before we start the actual demo, I'm just going to give the quick elevator pitch here for the 1Beyond system. So if you're not familiar with 1Beyond, I forget, are you? Did we?
Only marginally.
Only marginally, okay, great. So 1Beyond is a company that came from a film and broadcast background. Okay, which is how they ended up developing the platform for their Automate VX system. Okay, and that's what we're demoing today, their Automate VX system. The elevator pitch on that system is that it's like a TV studio in a box. Okay, so imagine a large conference room, or maybe a reconfigurable room. There's a lot going on. You might need multiple cameras. Typically, you'd have a tech in the back managing faders and switchers to manage the presenter tracking and the presentation switching. Okay, with 1Beyond, you don't need that. You just have the 1Beyond cameras strategically placed around the room, and then the Automate VX server with the Automate VX software in there manages the presenter tracking and the presentation switching automatically. It's like magic. Anyway, so right now we're going to do the demo. We have Tracy and Tracy, who is our CEC manager, and Julie, who is our CEC engineer. They're going to take you through the bullet points of the 1Beyond demo. Take it away, folks.
All right, thank you very much. So thank you for joining us. This is a live demo of our intelligent video solution, and you'll see that as soon as I start speaking, instead of that long bowling alley view of the table that you normally get as a remote participant in a lot of calls, you're getting these nice close-up shots of each active speaker. And that will be the same for every single seat at this table. So if I have Tracy speak now, you'll see you'll also get a nice head-on shot of her as well.
Hi, so good afternoon. My name is Tracy Poon, and yes, I work here also in the Rockley, New Jersey Center. Nice to meet you.
So you'll notice that as the active speaker changes from person to person, you're not getting any distracting zooming or panning. You're getting these nice clean cuts in between each person. And all of that is driven off of the audio in the room. So we're using two ceiling mics. We're using the Shure MXA920. You don't have to use Shure. You don't have to use a ceiling mic. We have a list, a wide variety of different brands, types of microphones you can use. But basically, wherever that audio is picked up, you're going to trigger that nice preset head-on shot. And you can choose how wide or how tight the frame of these shots are. Some people want a single headshot. Others, prefer maybe 2 or 3 people in a shot. That way you get a better idea of the tone of the meeting. It's up to you. The key here throughout this entire demo is customization. You can really do whatever you'd like and really tailor this room to your specific meeting space. Now we do have 7 cameras in this room. With this system, you can do as few as 3 or as many as 12. Just really depends on how large your space is and how complex you want to get with your shots. But 6 of our cameras are the ones that are giving you these nice preset shots. But we do have one different one, and that's the auto tracker, and that is right behind me, and it is set up to cover a presenter in the space. So Tracy's going to head up to the front to show you what it would be like if we had a presentation or a training in this room.
So now I'm at the front of the room, and as Julie mentioned, if you had a presentation, a workshop, symposium, town hall, what have you, we have a designated space here. It's almost like an invisible line in our conference room here, but I can move freely. I can even move my hands. It's still gonna follow me, and in fact, I can even turn my head if I was referencing some content on one of our 75-inch displays here, and it's still going to follow me.
Now you can also enable different layouts with this system. So the one we have on right now is perfect if you know there's going to be a bit of a Q&A session after a presentation. It will automatically split the screen into this side-by-side shot of both the person in the room asking the question, but you still have eyes on Tracy at the front as your presenter. And you'll notice that as soon as she answers the question, as soon as she retakes that conversation, the system knows that she's the presenter and it should go back to a full screen shot of just her. I don't have to press any buttons for that to happen.
Yes, so whether I'm answering a question or responding to someone that's in the room or on the far end, I'm still maintaining that eye contact.
Exactly. So I'm going to turn off that layout to show you a few other options for layouts, but keep in mind these could be completely tailored to what your meeting space needs. One we see used quite often is this picture-in-picture. This will give you that wide shot of the room in the bottom corner, which can be very helpful, right? You want to get context as to what's going on in the entire space. If the CEO comes in and sits down, that might change the tone of your meeting. So you want to have that information, but you do still have that close-up full screen shot of the active speaker the entire time as well. Now you can choose how these images are laid out. So in this next example, we have the head of the table as a quadrant view, right? So one quad is going to be the head of the table. Maybe you have someone on that call who wants to be on the meeting, on screen, regardless of whether they're the active speaker. They want to be on that call the entire time. You'd see them here. You have your wide shot of the room. We have our Crestron logo. You could, of course, put any content you'd like there. And then that fourth square will actually fill in with your active speaker in the room.
So yeah, so I'm back at my seat, and if again I was responding to a question or talking to someone across the table, I would populate in that fourth quadrant.
Exactly. So really with all these features and options, we're really trying to achieve meeting equity so that whether you're in person and in this space or you're joining remotely, you have all the same information. You feel like an equal participant in that meeting. Now, you may have noticed we have several monitors around this space. We actually have 8, and that is showing you our full sightline experience. You certainly don't have to do as many as 8, but the whole idea here is that we are mirroring the call that we're on each pair of screens, so that on every wall, everyone has a nice view of all your remote participants. So if Tracy, who's seated at the side of the table, were to talk to someone right across from her, she would still have you in her line of sight. She wouldn't have to lean down the table to see you on a single monitor at the end of the table. And so because you're right over the shoulder of every single seat in this room, we get to see if you're happy, upset, raising your hand, laughing, and it really brings you into the conversation even more. So those are the basics of what our room has to offer, but we'd be happy to dive in deeper into anything that interested you.
Any questions?